Welcome on stage for the women's single of round 32. From France, put your hands together for YUAN. And please welcome her opponent from China, YINGSHA.
It's time for the SHATOU show. The fans make their feelings known and heard inside this Renaissance arena here as she prepares to face an opponent against whom she's never surrendered a game in WTT action. It's the French woman who's now 40 years old up against the player 16 years her junior. So YUAN knows that as challenges come in women's table tennis, this is about as tough as it could possibly be. Best of 5 though, as we are still in the round of 32. Of course that changes in a couple of days' time. There it is, that head-to-head.
Okay, we do the toss. Choice of red or black. Black. Black, you win the toss. Choose to receive, you choose hands. Sun versus Yuan, first game. Sun to serve. Level.
Plenty have tried to disrupt the SHATOU game, and given her extraordinary win percentage in WTT outings, not that many have succeeded. What does YUAN have to do to derail the number one?
I think she has to receive very, very aggressively, because YINGSHA will find ways to make it tricky for YUAN to play the flat forehand with the short pips. YUAN opting for a similar, well, identical equipment choice on the forehand to what we saw from Matthias Falk. Yes, YINGSHA will play it into that crossover section. She'll look to switch the direction of play where she can. So YUAN has to be as aggressive as she can be, as early on as possible. She's a third ball kill player. She doesn't want to enter a longer rally.
And we saw 2 examples of an extremely high toss that looks to set up that third ball kill. Didn't work this time out, either time.
Yeah, it's a real skyscraper, isn't it, that service? Such an iconic silhouette. I think we're going to get some fireworks here, John, because YINGSHA is not looking to rally either.
Well, they got into it a little bit there. Flick of the net halfway through, but it's SHATOU who's got the upper hand already.
Yeah, a lot of aggression from the get-go. 2 lovely backhands from SHATOU. Good recovery. Keeps the bat high. Gets the forehand in 2.
We've seen so much of SHATOU down the years already, but it's always a delight, that previous shot. And we see it so many times, playing a shot, both feet off the ground, on the move, perfect control. She's very special.
She's looking for her 16th WTT senior title. She's imperious.
One, 6.
You know, you can play a tactically very sound match but still get battered. That's the reality. And the placement of YUAN good there. SHATOU with that injection of pace.
7-1.
Very, very hard to see too many weaknesses in the YINGSHA game at the moment. And I suppose mentally, as anyone comes up against SHATOU has to do, Yuan just has to stay strong, maintain that mental fortress, because at the moment it's absolutely besieged.
No stone unturned. It's hard not to get discouraged, isn't it? It really is. Just a different league altogether, isn't it?
9 game points. She's not been troubled. Yuan really struggling to find a foothold in this match, even if this one is a write-off already, this game.
10-2.
Went for the showpiece finish there, YINGSHA, but the backhand serve quite tricky there from Yuan. A little bit of side spin, it just kicked away from YINGSHA's sweet spot. Very optimistic effort from Sun. She went for a statement there. 8 game points remaining though. Yeah.
Oh, net and edge of table. But that was going to get done in a hurry anyway, and that was a quick first game there. Doesn't teach us anything we didn't already know about SHATOU, but it does suggest that this could get away from her opponent very quickly.
Top 15 players in the world are Asian players. They dominate the women's game.
Yeah, actually Bernadette Such has actually gone out. Look at that, 100% points won on serve. Well, she did cruise that first game. Yeah, Bernadette Such went out with Samara, knocked out in the women's doubles a little bit earlier on.
Nice there, 2 long serves, making it a guessing game. And it's a protective long serve as well, because it's coated with backspin and side spin. And, you know, YINGSHA will want to attack it because it's long, but it's tough to attack it powerfully because of the backspin that she has to actually lift a little bit. Good start here from Yuan Jianan.
But given a chance to serve and to dictate, SHATOU comes straight back.
Beautiful gliding backhand there from Sun. Yuan played a flashy forehand slap down the line. Sun read it so well. She brushes the ball out.
Unflashy, unshowy, but there's so much for the opponent to try and deal with here. Now, back to the Yuan Jianan serve. We had a lovely high, wide angle on the high toss as she won both of her opening service points. What does she go with this time?
She went for something a little bit slower and half long, tempting YINGSHA to spin up, trying to set up that flat forehand, which can be deadly. It can be a deadly flat forehand.
Teammates and fans alike all looking to learn from YINGSHA. And she adapts so quickly, doesn't she? Might have dropped the first 2 service points, but then she wins the next 2 that the French woman serves up.
Yeah, she doesn't make any fuss about it. Wins a lot of points under the radar. And now she's got 2 serves. Could she extend her lead here, the world number 1? Oh,
nicely done.
3.
She had to, and she's had to a couple of times really react quickly on the forehand just to get a block, get a return in, and that empowered Yuan here.
You have to always keep your eye on the ball and always keep your eye on YINGSHA if you're Yuan Jianan. She saw a little shift and went down the line. That was really crafty.
3.
She had an opportunity to attack Yuan Jianan, but when YINGSHA winds back for the forehand, Yuan isn't sure whether Sun is going to crack it or spin it. Playing with the additional rotation, from time to time is clever from Sun. What a reach.
Really nicely played by the French woman then. Great angle she found.
That's what I mean by strong aggression and trying to change the direction of play soon.
And then that one really bounced up on YINGSHA.
It's tough sometimes to know how to calibrate a shot against the short pips because she's hitting it flat, Yuan Jianan. It's more of a straight flight path. Topspin normally skids a little bit once it hits the opponent's surface. So once she gets that forehand in, it is tricky to return, even for Sun. Yuan Jianan is the best in the world with short pips on the forehand in the women's game.
Five, six.
She's living with it much better in this game, having been blown away in the first.
Lovely propulsion through the backhand. Sun tried to change down the pace. Yuan was all over it. Great acceleration, great racket speed.
Seven.
Yuan Jianan, a real history maker. A couple of seasons ago, became the first ever French woman to win the Europe Top 16 Cup. So she is a real trailblazer in her own right.
So experienced. So she's got Aurélien Puel coaching her here, but she's got such a wealth of knowledge in that 40-year-old head of hers.
Eight, five.
She served so well in this game, John.
And remember those serve stats we put up after the first game. She's now taken 6 of the last 8 points that she could have won. This is her moment.
Five,
Wow,
nine.
well, she serves with the red side, which is the inverted side, to produce more spin. She twiddles, gets it on the backhand, and there really revs through. Stalling Shasha. She has to take this.
You called her a third ball killer early on, and that's what she's been seeking to do, and it's a game plan that's worked so well for her thus far. She's even enjoying some benefits now against the YINGSHA serve.
10-6.
Well, loses one of those game points, going for it a bit. And why not? What a comeback.
7-6.
She levels it up at a game apiece, and nobody, apart from the most hardcore YINGSHA fans, could really dispute that. Welcome back. So,
Sun to serve.
having just dropped a game against Yuan Jianan for the first time ever in WTT encounters, it's YINGSHA to serve at 1-all. She's not happy with a little bit of movement in the crowd now. I think she is.
I think it's just the lights. Yep.
Yeah.
There we go.
Double.
Now it starts again for Yuan Jianan, having done so well as Aurélien Puel celebrates a first point. This is where she's got to really tough it out, isn't it? Because SHATOU, you can be sure, is going to roar back at her.
Even though she served so well in that last game, which really helped her, she can't rely on that.
Bet.
There will be more to this, and Sun will surely make some adaptations on the receive. If she wants to try and receive the serve with the backhand, she might have to stand more centrally on the table. At the table, I should say. Standing on the table is never a good tactic.
1-1, and now we come to that moment that you highlighted. The Yuan serve proved to be such a difference maker in the second game. What does Sun do now?
Will she go along with it? She does, to the middle. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant point construction from Yuan Jianan. You've got to make it a guessing game with that long serve. You've got to make Sun Yingsha think, okay, will it come long enough for me to attack? Should I step in and flick? And you've got to disguise it. You can't give any clues with the foremotion of the toss. And she doesn't. They're the ones you really have to take.
And, you know, that previous point, the quality of her shots in open play have been fantastic as well. So she'll be frustrated, as you said, that this isn't put away.
So her footwork isn't the strength. You won't see her playing the pirouettes. You won't see her playing far back from the table. She makes little shuffles with the feet, Yuan.
2, 3.
And if you can keep it short and keep it controlled like that, then we've got a really fascinating match evolving here.
Shasha saying you need to accelerate up the ball a little bit more than what you are there. Float serve, clever.
3-all.
Clever serve, no spin on it, low. Choyuki approves.
It's always good to see her pushed, asked questions, and then, of course, forced to come up with answers.
It's rare that you do see her pushed. Hannah got her. Got so close to her in Vegas and quite close to her here.
Again, she sets it up and she finishes it off. Okay, a little flick of the net. Here's a stat that you might not have expected to see at this stage of this match. She's won 12 of the previous 16 points, the French woman.
4-all.
Good recognition from Sun Yingsha, and the patience was key. She waited to see where the first bounce would land, and if Yuan Jianan's first bounce is near her own back line, Sun knows it will be a long serve. And she faded that. She stepped in and caressed the ball. Good deception. Good deception.
5-4.
And those balls are easy pickings, really. That's more a training pace.
So, 2 points that will satisfy Sun Yingsha there as she serves. And when you give her a chance to get on top, beware.
She winds back and then actually comes around the side of the ball more there, Sun Yingsha, not giving Yuan Jianan the pace that she wants to be able to hit the ball flat and hard. Again, good shot selection from the world's best.
4-7.
And now the movement, she's able to match what's coming her way. Anticipation and, of course, technique. And look at this, having shown that incredible swing towards her opponent,
Late.
Sun Yingsha has hit back, winning 6 of the previous 8 points.
Seven, 5.
Coach Puel.
Well, both French women here in the round of 32 putting up a good fight. Sun Yingsha, of course, not French. I'm referring to Pratika Pavard, who just took a game off of the champion Yokohama winner Chen Qingtong.
Yeah, losing 3-1 there, right?
Yep. Good effort here as well from Yuan. Oh, yeah. But now
5.
Sun Yingsha is tightening the screw.
Left.
Yeah, Sun Yingsha and her fans can't really
8,
afford themselves the
5.
luxury of thinking about Tong Tong or anyone else right now. There's a task at hand here that needs to be completed, and it's a tough one.
Five, 9.
This is what makes her so good, isn't it? Confronted by a problem or two in the last game, she's just played her game this time around and is on top.
She's having better success behind her serve, Sun Yingsha, and it's been the empty serve that's been a real recipe for success.
And that
5,
weapon, the high
10.
toss Yuan Janan serve, hasn't been as much of a factor as she now stares at 5 game points for her opponent, the world number 1. Too hot to handle.
7-5.
That's what the best in the business does. She comes roaring back to re-establish her lead. Going 2 games to 1 up here, with a flex or 2 along the way. YINGSHA is back, and she's going to have to do it the hard way, winning the 2 remaining games if she can. So as Marlin offers some advice, it's an 11-5 win in the third for SHATOU.
Yeah, Yuan Janan in Skopje picking up a phenomenal win against Satsuki Odo. Her best win in a long time. That was a real resurgence.
Okay, a little bit of French comeback there after the JIAs for YINGSHA.
1 to serve.
But she has to do it the hard way against SHATOU now. Yuan Janan, double lens, every possible lens focused on their favorite.
Well, even though it's a let cord, it exposes the tactic there. I do really feel as though Yuan Janan has to use the serve as an attack. If I was her, I would do more of the long fast backspin serving, most of them to the wide backhand. It will be very difficult for YINGSHA to pivot because the serve will be quick and she might not know it's coming. It will be very difficult for YINGSHA to play the backhand up the line. It will be tough for her to deny Yuan Janan a third ball forehand. There it is. It's a really uncomfortable serve to receive because it's a little bit bouncy as well. You don't know how much to come through the ball and how much to come up the ball. And the side spin as well takes it away from the area you might think is the right area to strike. This is a clever start from Yuan.
One, 2.
Yeah, I mean, SHATOU called a let there straight away. Both players back in position.
Love 2. One, 2.
Seen that before, haven't we?
It's just a whirlwind, isn't it? A blur of red. She is just so good. Look at that. It's the best forehand in the women's game, hands down. And there's a lot of good ones.
2-all.
So 2 quick points, 1 on serve there. And all that Janan can do is carrying on her serve. But it puts so much pressure on her. She isn't picking up points almost every time she throws that ball in the air. She knows she's going out here.
That's true. That's very, very true, John. Look at this toss.
3.
Look at that finish.
2.
Even higher toss on the serve there, soaring into the sky here in the Renaissance Arena.
And she's got lots of room to work with in here. No worry about that. Keep going higher and higher.
Yeah. That one was just that was a little bit too predictable.
That's the risk, isn't it, she takes?
Yeah. It's very hard to execute a fast, long, high toss. That might be why Yuan Janan did it. But SHATOU could see with the foremotion it was coming there. Not the end of the world. If you're Yuan Janan.
Four, 3.
Final movement anyway.
Yeah.
We're focusing on how high the ball goes, but SHATOU's not changing anything, is she? There's a lot to admire about the Yuan Janan game, isn't there? She's got some skill. She gets a lot of action on that ball.
Yeah, the average shot in the women's game, 125 rotations per second, so that one was about average. But her backhand obviously is the spinnier shot than the forehand. It's a really nice contrast, and it allows her that inverted rub as well to generate more spin before she twiddles.
Now she has to make inroads into the YINGSHA serve, which has proved hard lately.
Three, 5.
Look at her controlling YINGSHA there.
Yeah, she has to use Yuan Jianan's pace to her own advantage. Her backhand is much improved. I know she finished that rally with the forehand, but she's been a lot more mindful with her backhand in the last couple of games, Sun Yingsha. Beautiful forehand though there against the momentum of Yuan Jianan's body weight.
There hasn't been a whole lot wrong about Yuan Jianan's work over the last couple of points. It's just that Xiaoxiao's been better.
And the 2008 Olympic champion Marlin is on his feet. He can sense now that Xiaoxiao is in the ascendancy.
Yeah. When you watch the top Chinese players as often as we do, there's a choreography with the coaches as well. It's no coincidence that they're on their feet clapping at the moment when they scent blood, if you will, when they sense, yeah, this is the time to go in for the kill. And he's been on his feet for a little while now.
And it's amazing that, you know, it must feel great if you're Marlin. Your tactics come through the game of Sun Yingsha. The player is the vessel of your intention. And it's important here that Sun Yingsha makes a statement with Hina Hayata waiting for the winner of this one. A player that she's never lost to before.
Well, didn't she?
Yes, she did. She defeated Shin Yubin in 3 straight games.
So if we're sounding a little bit dismissive of the chances of Yuan Jianan, well, that's just because the scoreboard pressure would suggest that Sun Yingsha should get this done, but maybe there's a late flurry here from the French woman. Seen her do that before. End of the first game. Looked to just tee off with a couple of spectaculars. Sun Yingsha.
Time out.
Just looking to calm things down a bit there, Marlin. Let's listen in and regroup. There's always so much great stuff to see when Sun Yingsha is on show, and those lenses have been capturing some spectacular stuff, serving to progress. Nearly there. 5 match points for the world number 1. It's not the end of the road yet for the French woman.
We are seeing a little late flourish here from Yuan Jianan. Great serve.
But she can't capitalize on it. And a smile on the face of Sun Yingsha. She might have enjoyed that a little bit. What do you reckon?
Yeah, nice little conversation between the two. Obviously good friends off the table. Yuan Jianan always magnanimous in defeat. That match didn't teach us anything new about Sun Yingsha, but a result is a result, and she played so well there in the 3rd and 4th.